J. Pilot with Marine Aerial Refueler Transport Squadron 352, Marine Corps Air Station Miramar. He was deployed to European and Central Command and has had a stellar military career. Fans, the Sockers.
Oh, say, can you see
From Rom Newman Field, Pechanga Arena, San Diego, it's time for rivalry night as the San Diego Sockers battle the Baltimore Blast. Alongside Nate Alvarez, Craig Elston on hand with you. This is a game that everyone has circled since the MASL schedule came out. But for the Sockers, no rest for the weary. Coming off of a 6-match road trip, this is San Diego's 5th match in 10 days. Hey, you got to play them as they line them up.
This is the game that we've had circled all year as a big night here at the Grand Old Arena, harkening back to the glory days of arena soccer back in the late 80s and early 90s and tying it to the present moment. History's great, nostalgia's great. This is now a must-win game for the Sockers after a real tough road trip and a hungry Baltimore team looking to do the double against San Diego here tonight.
Yeah, Sockers went 3-3 on that road trip, including a loss to Baltimore. But some good news along the way. They got their captain back. Craig Childs, back-to-back hat tricks, named MASL Player of the Week, and obviously the Sockers can't go where they want without their captain.
Well, I want to see what Childs brings to the power play tonight, because that's something that we've talked an awful lot about, the struggles that the Sockers have had on the power play. I want to see that play that Childs has brought over the last couple of weeks in the all-around game. I really want to see it emphasized with the man advantage tonight, because that's something that the Sockers have got to change to get a win here tonight.
Baltimore's won 4 in a row. They're 10-6, but still on the outside looking in the Eastern Conference. One thing for sure, a career year for forward Vinny Dantas.
Vinny Dantas, one of those names you just always hear when it comes to the MASL. Going back to the three-peat run for the Baltimore Blast, those 3 straight championships that this team won, Dantas was a key part of it. And much like Childs for San Diego, when Dantas is at his best, Baltimore are at their best.
Vinny had a hat trick against San Diego in Baltimore. Sockers trying to turn the tables tonight. We're back with starting lineups, field report, and opening kickoff on MASL TV.
proud son of an immigrant father, John Hernandez found his own path through a field of smoke. John found his fighting spirit in one of the most dangerous jobs in the world, a job few are willing to do. Modelo, brewed for those with a fighting spirit.
Hey everyone, it's Paulina Salazar, your preferred real estate agent for the San Diego Sockers. I would love the opportunity to show you guys what I could bring to the table as far as real estate goes. So please do not hesitate to shoot me a text or a phone call.
Well, it was one Slaviša Ubaparapovic a few weeks ago, or over a month ago at this time, who scored one of the most sensational volleyed goals of the year. This one may have one-upped it. Yes, it took a deflection, but what a goal that was from Hiram Pollo Ruiz. Certainly right in to the discussion for goals of the year for the San Diego Sockers here in this 2019-20 NASL season. And fans, we got an upcoming match so big they had to add an extra day to the calendar just for it. Join us on Leap Day, Saturday, February 29th. Sockers versus the defending champion, Milwaukee Wave at Pechanga Arena. We'll have thundersticks for the fans to make it loud and enjoy all the fun of our annual celebrity match at halftime. It should be one of the top matches of the season. And for tickets, call 866-799-GOAL or go to sockers.com. Nate Abarea, Melissa May, the TVX crew, and Craig Elston with fourth quarter play-by-play.
And both teams switching sides. Sockers running left to right across your screens in this fourth and final. Baltimore right to left. Leo to Pittman. Squaring it to Nascoto. Shot that's high. Brandon's been clipping it high tonight, but that was his best chance. First real time he's been on his left foot.
I don't mind it. The setup was there. You could say maybe technique-wise, he could have brought the side of the foot through it. No, he went laces. He went for all the power there. Just couldn't keep it down. I don't mind the attempt there from Moscoto.
Roque trying to flick into the zone, and it came off the sidewall for Baltimore to regain possession with Yonatas Mello.
It's one of those moments, going back to that miss from Moscoto, it's one of those moments that could be the breakthrough that we've been talking about for weeks now. One of those goes in, and I'm telling you, 2018-19, Moscoto's right back in the thick of it.
Dos Santos trying to find a passing lane for Roque. The two Brazilians linking. Roque, tiptoe, top of the arc. This is Nascimento. Sliding block shot, Brian Farber. Big block in minute 46 by Farbs. Good little run up there and build up offensively by Baltimore. This Blast team is not going to lose mental fortitude. You know that. Donatelli stepping into the volley, looking for the deflection. He'll find it back in the right corner, working on Serta. Playing it back, and it's Keita. Ibrahima Keita. Running a little wheel route around Dos Santos, who's quarterbacking. To Thomas, Jamie Thomas. To the half wall, to the corner, off the wall. Looking for his man, Roque. Sidewall pass to himself by Eddie Velez. El Vaquero got it out of trouble. Venzella will distribute for the Blast. San Diego 11-4, Baltimore 10-6 coming into tonight. This is a battle in the corner. De Silva and Serta. Pardo has joined the fray, and he was lucky to rim that ball around the shoulders of Donatelli. Now Velez found it to Pollo, who just had the golazo. Back to Pino. Pardo, Slaviša.
Good ball.
Lovely ball. It's a 3v1 for a moment. Serta shoots just wide. A curving try. Childs, who was open for a while, dug it out for a moment. But Dos Santos was able to get it back to Vanzella.
Thought that was in. We have such a good angle on a shot like that from our broadcast position. I thought that was creeping in at the back post, just wide from Serta.
Easy to say. Next tally's huge in this quarter, if there is one. And the Sockers are perfectly happy for there not to be, because they're +3 on the board right now.
Hey, I'm all for a next goal is huge conversation. And
I mean, you've almost got a trademark on it. Good pressure by Dantas.
hey, 4-2 versus 5-1. Come on.
I think the biggest thing for the Sockers right now, it's not even talking about the basic of concession versus scoring. It's make sure that Baltimore has to earn every goal.
Yeah.
No turnovers, no mistakes, no fumbles. Good pass, Childs, Bond, give and go with Slav working to the top, Pee-wee, good shot blocked away, and the rebound was sent high by Childs, but it was Thomas, number 17, Jamie Thomas, that potentially blocked a Pee-wee goal off the line there.
A lot of bodies down there for Baltimore. You see what they're having to commit defensively as the Sockers have grown in attack in this game, especially throughout the second half. That's wonderful. It means they're not really able to commit things forward the way they want to, and they're going to have to start opening up here sooner or later, this 3-goal deficit.
Sockers in low pressure. This is what you like to see.
Yep.
Make the blast go through 5 behind the ball. And that's exactly what the Sockers have right now. There was those moments in the third quarter up 2 that San Diego was pressing and putting 4 in front of the ball instead of behind it. Now, a much more disciplined approach. Melo, the dancing Yonatas Melo. Back to Nascimento, through Diesel. Possession continues as we go under 11 minutes to play. Obviously plenty of time. Melo over Roque's head. Contreras leans into him. Contreras in the washing machine down there, went through the spin cycle and got the ball out the top. Diesel tracked it back down for Baltimore. Sockers are just looking to counter if they can. France now to the right foot. Got spun backward to Melo. Clock keeps on ticking. Melo, back heel pass. Dos Santos now feeding Roque. Roque to Dos Santos off the wall. Well read by Pittman, who had to defend those balls from Dos Santos for months as a Baltimore Blast in training. And he was in the right place, right time for sure. Here's Pereira working in. 50 complete, 10 to play in San Diego. 4-1 Sockers, having scored 3 in the third. Pereira, Escoto out of position for a moment. Now he's back in. He'll challenge the top here. Dos Santos is Tijuanense. Gutierrez trying to chip Vanzella, who shouldered it down disdainfully.
Well, I was just going to say, fresh into the game for only the second time of the night, Christian Gutierrez, and trying to announce his presence with quite a bit of authority there. Vanzella not having it.
Roque. Contreras all over him. Sockers only started 4 defenders tonight. Here's Donatelli on Pee-wee. Tried to give it to Dos Santos. Stepped over the ball. Couldn't control it. Baltimore maintains possession and Pereira will spin it back. And now Farber watching Pereira on attack. Dished it back to Dos Santos. Good step up by Velez. Back to Pereira. Pereira off the wall. Knocked down by Conte. Velez waited too long. Conte did the smart thing. Just got it the heck out of there.
How many times have we seen that tonight, and how have the Sockers not been punished more for it? Those turnovers in transition in their own third.
Pereira. Melo on the run. Melo with De Silva. Oh. Melo looking for De Silva. Pollo spun it out of harm. Here comes the charging Brian Farber. Into the offensive half. Knocked by Pereira back into his own zone. With 8.5 to play, Velez pursues Vanzella, who punts, and Pino can drag it down.
Talk about spins, Craig. That bit of skill
Bond's
from
open.
Melo there moments ago was fine stuff.
Pee-wee sends Taylor Bond into the corner. Drew a double team, jumped around the double team.
Back with him.
And in fact, rushed Pee-wee off a ball he was looking to step up on. Back to Pino. Soccer possession is great news for San Diego fans. as they work off the 7th minute of the 4th quarter. 52 complete and 8 to go. Pardo showing the pressure from De Silva. Played it back diagonally to Pino. Serta's checking in to help, but Pardo's going to distribute now. And boy, Boris has had a tough night with the feet. We're going to take a break and come back with the stretch run. 7:47 to play. 4-1 Sockers leading the Baltimore Blast on MASL TV. Don't forget to follow the Sockers all season long on social media. Get exclusive behind-the-scenes content, online-only deals, interviews, pictures, and more every day. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter or Instagram at San Diego Sockers. And new this season, social media coverage of the Sockers en Espanol. Follow our Spanish-language Twitter and Instagram feeds at Somos Sockers. You're watching the Sockers in Baltimore Blast on MASL TV. Catch every game every week on the league's official streaming home, MASL.tv. Don't forget to catch MASL Primetime this week. On Friday, host Alex Bastiavansky will show you the greatest highlights from Week 12 and speak to MASL Director of Digital Content, Jeff Husted. MASL Primetime on MASL TV. This game surely to be featured in the A block. Sockers and Blast, 4-1. And a restart for the Blast in their own zone.
Iran Pollo Ruiz, certainly to be featured in the A block, is already becoming a bit of a viral sensation this evening. Folks getting that clip of that bicycle kick goal out to the world, as they should. It's the reason why it's 4-1 right now.
Funny hop, gets the ball to Keita. Keita's trying to step on it. Wall pass! Dantas just had the ball elude him. He feels unlucky right now.
It's been a frustrating night for Dantas.
Good step up, Pino. He's helped frustrate in a big way. Pino using his speed. Pino, 6th touch. 7th touch is on the wall. And he drew a double team and committed a foul.
Just a little bit much.
Maybe on touch 6 he needed to get it away.
That saying of biting off just a little bit more than you could chew.
Venzela and Dantas, a perfect pass. Dantas lays it off. Good sliding challenge there. Slaviša Ubaparapovic denied a sure goal.
So good from Dantas. That was trademark Vinny Dantas play with the back to goal at the top of the arc right there.
There's France taking the run and getting dispossessed, and then Farber getting clipped.
There's the frustration of Vinny Dantas coming out.
I want to take a moment to note how well officiated this match has been between Kelly Mock and Fernando Pena, because right there's the example of the type of play I saw, just to be perfectly honest, Nate, over the course of 6 games on the road. That type of call nailed as a blue, when it's in no way, shape, or form a blue card. It's just a player hit the floor.
Dantas and Farber still going at it. A little war of words from two classy MASL veterans, and it's not looking all too classy over these
Brian's hot right
last
now.
Few seconds. Well, Dantas had a few words for him, and watch out for Dantas and Farber here. Dantas is going to stay
Giles
with Farber.
Sending in Farber. Venzela clears out Farber. Where's the call? It's just going to be a common foul. The Sockers think this should be a shootout.
No, they've given blue.
They've shown blue. Here, let's watch it.
They've
First of all,
shown
Farber
blue.
is in. He's last man in. That should be a blue card. That should be a shootout in my professional estimation, as Venzela takes the player and just takes him out.
The gripe that Venzela and the Baltimore players are trying to go for is that it was Venzela actually playing the ball. I'm not sure if I totally agree with that.
He didn't touch the ball. He didn't touch the ball.
But an attempt in an aerial challenge to play the ball and to have gone straight up. And that's what Vinny Dantas and Craig Giles are talking about right now, and all the Baltimore players crowding around the officials. Like I said, I don't fully agree with it, but if there is one player who went a little bit more straight up, you could say that it was Vinny Dantas. I still think that the right call was made, and it not being a shootout, I think, is the ultimate right call here. I think this should be a blue card and a power play to San Diego. I think that would be the fair result and the right result. of this play. But again,
yeah.
I'm sorry to keep pushing this devil's advocate card, but I get where Vanzella and Vinny Dantas are coming from in the sense that he went straight up.
Vanzella's saying, I just saw him say that's 50-50, that ball's 50-50. But now, here's the thing. If you call a foul, Farber's last man in, so it needs to be a shootout. Because Farber's the last man in. There's no defender behind him.
Dantas was close enough.
Well, Dantas is in the box, serving it for Vanzella.
Yeah, we'll get a look here. Dantas, the trailing defender. And so, Dantas
knee to the chest.
about even. So, again, I think the fair call here. But no, look at this.
I was telling you, buddy.
I don't know.
Listen to your old Uncle Craig.
I don't know.
Your old Uncle Craig knows what's going on in this game.
I don't know.
This was absolutely a shootout. It had to be. It's by rule a shootout because he was last man. A blue card foul where the player is last man is a shootout. Just, full stop. So, Craig Childs has a chance to maybe salt this match. And if not, the Sockers will have a power play for 2 minutes. Here comes the Sockers captain. Everyone else lined up at midfield, racing in from behind. Waiting for the whistle from Fernando Pena. Here comes Childs. To the right foot, back to the left. Shot blocked by Vanzella. Shot knocked away, and here comes Baltimore on the rush, shorthanded. And the Sockers power play, even with no defenders, unable to score. Mello dribbling the world, and then falling to try and draw an evening card, which I guarantee you on the road would have been pulled time after time again. This is a professional veteran refereeing crew that understands the difference. With 6 minutes to play and 90 seconds in the power play, if the Sockers can score here, they will all but salt this game. And they'd break a 15 power play drought. See if try 16 can be the one.
Good Lord. 0 for their last 15.
Ooh, Childs with a rough touch.
How is that a real stat? 0 for their last 15 on this power play. This team, with this talent base, with this caliber, with these guys, 0 for their last 15?
Leo reverses.
I think if I just say it enough times, Sockers will score on the power play.
Nice little back heel to Pee Wee. And there's 53 seconds in the man advantage. Slav without a point tonight so far. Escoto, same story. Not for lack of trying. He's had a couple good chances. Slav tiptoeing. He's got Leo. He finds Leo. Leo to Childs. Couldn't drag it left-footed. He had the angle. Donatelli lost it for a moment. Punted by Dos Santos. There's Slav. There's 30 seconds in the power play. There's 5 minutes in the match. The final 5 minutes presented by Calafino Tequila. Enjoy the Fino things in life. Childs to Slav. 4:50 to go. 18 on the power play. 4-1 the score. Slav to Leo. Leo working on Diesel. That pass blocked by Donatelli, and the Sockers are going to come up dry at the well, even with a shootout once again. The lament continues. The power play, a drag.
It's just not going to happen.
Full strength. No chances. Leo, 4.5 to play. Leo, his chance. He scores! Power play. No power play. No hay problema. Leonardo has put the Sockers up 4.
How do you like that? We don't need no stinking power play. Leonardo de Oliveira says, I got you. 5-1 San Diego. And as soon as you saw Leo get on the right foot, and you saw Vanzella having to commit fully laterally there, going to his left, you could see it in Leo's eyes that he was going to cut that thing right back near post. Catch the keeper on the wrong foot. It's exactly what he did. And after Vanzella was perhaps feeling a little poetic justice on that save and thwarting of Craig Childs on the shootout, no such luck or good fortune for Vanzella on that shot from Leonardo de Oliveira. Sockers 5, Baltimore 1.
Leo's 9th of the year from Pee Wee at 10:34 leads to the Kelly timeout, and in all likelihood leads to a 6-attacker formation now for Baltimore for the final 4 minutes and change. When the Sockers come back home on February 29th against Milwaukee, we want to see you here. Here's a great way to save money in doing so. Bring your family out using our Family 4-Pack. You get 4 corner loge seats, 4 hot dogs, and 4 sodas, all for just $79. And never forget, free parking for every San Diego Sockers home match at Pechanga Arena, San Diego. That's a $15 value. Means you got a lot of money left over to head over to that merchandise stand. So to get your Family 4-Pack for our next match, February 29th against Milwaukee, go to Sockers.com or call 866-799-GOAL. Tony Donatelli has put on the yellow 6th attacker jersey, and with 4:26 left in the 4th, the Blast vacate their net. We've seen Brian Farber from Boris Pardo score a couple of times in these situations. They're both on the floor. What a big goal by Leo. Dantas keeps it moving. Ball caromed off De Oliveira and found its way to Farber. Farber being worked on by Donatelli, who was able to win the ball back.
Big stop there from Donatelli.
You know Farber, if he sees open green, he's going to shoot. Donatelli and Serda. 4 minutes to play. Back to Mello. Dantas. And Donatelli, the new proud papa. Dantas. Across, it's Mello. Mello with a little space. He's going to play the corner. Roque off the wall, looking for Pereira. Nudged down by Pollo, but held in by Baltimore. 3:40 to go. Donatelli. Dantas going to step out. He's looking aggressive. Drew 2. Brought it over. De Oliveira, who was up high before. Now he's playing down in the corner. That's a change by Danny Kelly with his 6th attacker. Dantas trying to free up that right foot. Couldn't do it. Mello is going to try and find him again. Instead, he finds Donatelli in the middle open. Great block, Contreras, denying Pereira's left foot. 3:15 to go.
As soon as the block happens, Ray immediately orchestrating things back there, making sure he's in tune with Pino. They're the ones in charge of keeping everybody fundamentally sound and organized here.
Dantas turns and shoots, and Pardo comes up with a big one.
What a rip. What a rip. What a save from Boris.
Here's De Oliveira. Adriano Dos Santos. Now, here's Pino. Knocked away by Donatelli. Doing great work. Pino lifts one. Can Serda track down this twister? He cannot. It's going to short hop over the wall.
Donatelli hasn't been so much a 6th attacker as just a sweeper out there, preventing anything from getting out when the Sockers try to transition.
Off the wall. And this is going to go back out to Dantas to Donatelli. 2.5 minutes left to play. Dantas, his crack, took a deflection. Pardo's on it. Pardo's looking to throw for no net. Yeah, I mean, come on. We're not in Baltimore. What are you kidding? Here's Donatelli tracking it down. Good punt, though, on the throw out by Pardo.
He's ready to throw that one to Baltimore. You kidding me?
Oh, he wanted to throw for a goal. Just, I mean, you know, we're not in a basketball court.
Watch out.
Dantas looking to backdoor. Contreras once again disruptive.
Farber gets back out there.
Donatelli blocked. Pee-wee chesting it down. Pee-wee curving it along, lovely along the southern wall.
Awkward one here.
Here's Pollo trying to get one loose. Sockers can't get too far up on the floor, but they know they've got a clincher if they can. And Serda's dug it out. Cesar Serda. What?
Blocked.
Good block.
Blocked off the line. It was Mello, indeed. Ooh.
And then Pino just shoots it into the Baltimore bench.
I was going to say, if Brian Farber can get out there one more time, look out for that Brady to Edelman over the top.
90 seconds left.
Pardo to Farber.
Serda trying to get it through the sweeper. Donatelli is called for a foul. 86 seconds.
Oh, it's giveaway.
And it's Serda. Serda couldn't get a good shot away. Here's Mello down into the corner. Mello off the wall. Roque. Pee-wee trying to dig it out, but called for a handball. Blast are going to get a good chance with 75 seconds left.
Well, not to get too crazy about aesthetics, but 5-1 against the Baltimore Blast is a really good-looking scoreline. It'd be nice to keep it that way. Win's a win, but this has been a dominating second half, Craig.
You got
holding
the
them out.
60s in the wall here, Ortega and Ortiz.
Yeah.
And Ruiz, I should say.
Holding them scoreless with all the time at the 6th attacker.
Shh. You know what you're doing. You're creating this goal. Oh, punch out by Pardo, denying the anti-kismet of Aberrea.
Maybe I knew what I was doing.
Maybe. Pino.
Just maybe.
Serta, sweeper Donatelli. Final minute. Minute 60 in San Diego. Sockers look like they are going to even up the rivalry with the Blast and have each team protect their home floor. A 4-0 second half for San Diego so far. Pino for Farber, the header. He's going to get it back. Twice he tried and just missed the clincher.
Oh, man.
You know Farber loves those.
Well, apparently it has to come from the throw of Boris Pardo,
right,
not the chip of a teammate.
Dos Santos. 42 seconds left. The Sockers are going to win tonight, baby.
Look out.
Farber blocked. One more try. Pereira, Dos Santos, and Donatelli. 30 seconds left. Header try across the frame by Dantas. It's just not been Vinny's night. Roque back to Dos Santos, and there's 21 seconds left. Donatelli lines one up wide. Now Pereira skids it up high. Hands in the air for Pee Wee Ortega. Boris Pardo said, get on your feet, because the Sockers are going to beat the Baltimore Blast.
Love the response. Love the response from the Sockers faithful. Getting loud here inside the Grand Old Arena. Shades of the glory days. The Sockers beating the Blast here on, fittingly, Ron Newman Field.
Pardo heaves it. Farber gets shoved. And the whistles have been gobbled for the final 10 seconds. Dantas says, I still want one. Pino says, I'm still in your head, rent-free tonight, baby. 2 seconds and 1, and the Sockers beat the Blast 5-1, the top defensive effort of the season.
Aesthetically pleasing scoreline.
Indeed it was.
5-1, San Diego. That is a dominant second half performance. That is one of the best second half performances that I've seen from this team. This was a 1-1 game at halftime. They shut down one of the elite teams in this league. Yeah, they've gone through their struggles this year. Baltimore still an elite team in this league. I still think that they will find their way to a playoff spot, but Sockers can only do what they can do here on their home turf, and tonight they dominated Baltimore in the final 30 minutes and come out with a 5-1 victory.
Craig Childs started it, 1:16 into the third quarter on the Cesar Cerda assist, heading it out of the air. Then it was Farber from Childs. Childs had a header goal and a header assist, heading it over to a streaking Farber who slotted left side netting past William Van Zella. Iram Pollo Ruiz, trust me when I say you'll be seeing his goal momentarily when we get to Calafino top shot at 14:24. That felt like the icer, but the reason it felt like an icer is because the Sockers played a shutout fourth quarter for the first time this season. Leonardo de Oliveira's goal at 10:34 from Pee Wee Ortega was the icing on the cake. A goal and an assist for Sockers co-captain Brian Farber. He is down on the floor with our sideline reporter, Melissa May.
Brian, you were on the road for 4 straight games. How good is it to not only get the win at home, but be back here at Pechanga?
Oh, we missed this place. The road was tough. I mean, 8 days, 4 games in 6 days, a lot of travel, a lot of cities, a lot of time zones. Tough games, tough matchups, but it's good to be home.
How important was it to get the W against Baltimore tonight?
That's very, very important. We have this whole East Coast, West Coast kind of thing going on, and the East Coast has been taking it. So this is a bit of a statement game for us to be able to finally play one of these teams in our home floor. I think Monterey and ourselves and a couple of the other teams in the West are giving the guys again on the East, but the East guys are definitely taking it this year. So we got to start to defend our turf a little.
You've been part of this rivalry, Baltimore and San Diego, for quite a few years. Is this one of the memorable games you'll remember for a long time?
Yeah, this is definitely one. I mean, it would be different if it was playoffs or championship, but anytime you can beat a team like this, hold them to 1 goal, it's a good feeling.
Now, the Sockers, 5 different of your teammates scored tonight. How impressive is that, and how happy are you that your offense seems to be clicking right now?
Yeah, that goes to show kind of that we don't rely on one guy every game. We spread it out. We got guys that can score goals from any position, guys coming out of the back. So, it's something that we know. It's nice to put it together tonight.
Congrats on the win tonight, Brian. Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Great work down on the floor, Melissa May with Brian Farber. It's time now for our Calafino top shot of the game. We only have one nominee needed.
Let me guess.
Iram Pollo Ruiz.
After Brian Farber goes hard part to chest to flick back, and then Pollo says, I got the rest. With style. Iram Pollo Ruiz. The deflection off the top of Mello there to help it get past Vanzella, but just look at this acrobatic display. Look at this bit of genius from Pollo. The bicicleta that made the score 4-1. The Sockers added a fifth for a 5-1 win against the Baltimore Blast here on Ron Newman Field.
Final shots were 21-15 in favor of Baltimore. Boris Pardo, 15 saves on 16 shots that made it to him to pick up the victory. And for Bopa, his 8th win of the year as the Sockers improved to 12-4, 7-1 at home. The Blast now at 10-7, and they know they've got what in outdoor would be called a 6-point match.
This is a 6-pointer coming up. This is a 2-gamer in your baseball standings. Take your sporting pick. This is a big one coming up against Harrisburg. I'll be watching from way out here in San Diego. I know a lot of people around the MASL will have an eye on that one.
So the Sockers now, hey, it's great to be home, right? Get out of here, kids. Go back on the road. 3-game road trip next week. It begins on President's Day with a 1 o'clock matinee at Toyota Arena in the Inland Empire as the Sockers and Ontario Fury meet for the 3rd time this season. Again, that is a 1 o'clock game. So if you are a San Diego fan with the day off, work holiday, federal holiday, school holiday, get a caravan together, get a busload together, and head on up the 2-hour drive up I-15 for a 1 o'clock game at Ontario on Monday. And, of course, you can get home in plenty of time. Then it's at Mesquite, at Dallas, Friday, Sunday next week before coming home to take on the Milwaukee Wave. And, Brian Farber, last thing, made a really good point there in that there's always that, and people talk about East Coast bias because East Coast games are on earlier, West Coast games are on later. But this year with interconference play, the Sockers have been kind of the vanguard for the Western Conference, but they've been having to do it on the road. They went on the road to Baltimore. They went on the road to Harrisburg. They went on the road to take on Monterey. They went on the road to take on the Florida Tropics. This is the first time they've had an Eastern Conference team come to San Diego this year, and the result is a very impressive 5-1 victory. Next chance, the defending champs.
Almost felt shades of the 95 Source Awards down there with Brian Farber. East Coast ain't got no love for Farber and Childs. East Coast ain't got no love for the San Diego Sockers. Well, let it be known then. Bring on Milwaukee on the 29th. Leap day. We had to create a whole new day just for this game. I love it. I love these interconference showdowns. I love that quote from Farber. And I love this win tonight for San Diego against the Baltimore Blast. Nostalgia tying back to the present moment. That's what it's all about, and that's what that scoreline is all about. A big win for the Sox tonight.
Sockers defeat the Baltimore Blast by a final count of 5-1. We want to say thanks to our tremendous TVX video crew, led by director Andrew Leadham, led by technical director Randall Sliz, the Slizzer, executive producer Ted Bendrick, producer Daniel Farias doing a great job, Shannon, Ryan, and Lucia on the cameras, and Moises on the 1s and 2s, our audio engineer. For Melissa May, for Nate Abarea, Craig Elston saying so long, and thanks for making us a part of your Wednesday evening for this showcase of what's great about arena soccer. 14 combined championships. There can be only one winner tonight. That winner, the Sockers, by a final score of 5-1. We'll see you on Leap Day. And until then, so long from San Diego.